huge part of my business is helping people relocate to Denver from different areas of the country and even from abroad. And these are the 8 things that we always talk about that you should know before moving to Denver. What's up guys, Lewi Gault here, welcome to the channel. As always, we drop weekly videos about Denver real estate for buyers, sellers and investors. If you're new to the channel, go ahead, click on the subscribe button, hit the like button, do all the bell stuff and all that jazz, that would be awesome. Today we are talking about the 8 things that everyone should know before moving to Denver. There's a ton of things that people should know, but these are the 8 things that always seem to come up in conversations when I help people relocate here from different cities, states, and even countries. So let's jump right in here. The first one is the elevation. Obvious for people who live here, obvious for some people who come and ski a lot, but not obvious for a bunch of people that I've brought here from different cities. When they come off the airplane, when I pick them up from the airport, bring them around, start doing tours, they find themselves short of breath a ton, feeling kind of that they need to be hydrated a little bit more, and that's due to the elevation. The air is thin here and we are 5,280 feet up from sea level. So we are 1 mile high, which is why Denver is called the Mile High City. So being a mile above sea level, it really takes the oxygen intake down, and it's hard to breathe sometimes going up even stairs in like apartments and stuff like that. So one thing you're going to need to know about moving here is that you need to hydrate properly and you need to take it easy for the first few weeks of living here until you acclimate to the altitude. Now everyone's going to tell you this when you get here. Make sure you're acclimating, make sure you're drinking water. It gets annoying, but it's for real because everyone's gone through it. So make sure you are aware of the elevation. All right, second thing we want to talk about is their commute times. Now, Denver wasn't always known for this, but it is now. In the last 10 years, even since I've been here, the commutes and the traffic here has grown substantially. With the influx of people moving to our beautiful city, it's only a matter of reason that the traffic is getting worse as well. So make sure you are checking out on maps and stuff how long your commutes are going to be. It might seem like they're only going to be 10-15 minutes away, but if you're driving the rush hour, it's going to be a lot longer. Now, if you're coming from a city like Los Angeles or something like that, this will be a walk in the park. But a lot of people move here from different parts of the country and different parts of the world who aren't quite used to this, and it's starting to get quite bad here. The interstates, I-25, I-70 are getting pretty busy. Actually, what they're doing with I-70 now is they're going to build it underground, so there's a huge transformation taking place. They're building I-70 underground. They're going to build parks on top of it, which is really cool, but it's to help with the traffic flow as well. And within the city, with busy streets like Colorado Boulevard, Monaco, Colfax, it does get a little bit chock-a-block in those rush hours, so be aware of the commute. Which brings us to number 3, which is the light rail and public transportation in general. The city of Denver are trying to pump quite a lot of funds into getting public transportation where it needs to be to accommodate for all these people here. Where I'm from in Scotland, our public transport system is amazing. You can get anywhere you want on a bus or a train or wherever, super quick. So we're trying to adapt that over here. With the recent expansion of the light rail, now you can go all the way to the airport, to Union Station downtown, to some of the suburbs out west a little bit, all through the light rail. So pretty cool. There's a bunch of new stops, but you might have to take the bus to certain places, but driving is still a necessity if you're really commuting quite a lot these days. So the light rail is expanding and they are doing a lot for public transportation, so hopefully that should be all up and running in the next couple of years here. Number 4, healthy lifestyle. Denver is known for being one of the most healthy cities in the United States, and you'll see everyone out here running, jogging, biking, hiking, all that kind of stuff. Is a very healthy lifestyle out here. Not that anyone will be shamed or frowned upon for not working out, it's not like that, but you will see people running and jogging everywhere. If you go down to City Park, you'll see people going all over the place. You see hikes happening all the time. Everyone is pretty active here. It's because we have such a beautiful climate. We have sunshine all the time here, and we have all these beautiful mountains to the west that you can explore in your free time. So it really does promote quite a healthy lifestyle. Now, if you're not into that, it's totally fine, but be aware that your neighbors are probably going to be out there running together or putting on like spandex and getting on their bikes and stuff like that. So if that's not your thing, feel free to just laugh at them and go from there. No big deal. And to keep moving on that theme, number 5 is the mountains. The mountains here are absolutely spectacular. It's one of my favorite things about living here, and I don't get there as much as I want to because I'm working all the time. But the mountains here are like half an hour from the city. You can get on I-70, drive half an hour, 40 minutes, and you're in the foothills, into the mountains, where you can go on a bunch of trails, a bunch of different exploration paths and stuff like that, and it's breathtaking. The further up you go, obviously, the higher you're going to get into those mountains, into places like Aspen and Breckenridge and different cities like that to visit, which is really cool. But if you're moving to Denver, all you have to do is get in your car, drive half an hour, and you're in the mountains. You can go on hikes, take the kids to kid-friendly ones, take the dogs, wherever you want to do. There's mountains everywhere, and it's absolutely one of my favorite things about living here. All right, number 6 is the food in Denver. The food here is amazing. Now, I'm a big foodie. I have the metabolism of a 12-year-old girl, so I can just eat what I want, eat all the time, and my wife gets mad at me because of that. But it is what it is. I enjoy food, and I'm going to always eat it. One of the biggest things we have here in Denver is Mexican food, and it is unbelievable. Now, you can go to Chipotle, which was started here in Denver. The first Chipotle is here and all that jazz, but really you want to go to the little restaurants on East Colfax. You go a little further down and you're kind of getting lost in East Colfax, and they don't really make sense. You can't see what's going on. Everything's in Spanish, and those are the Mexican restaurants you want to check out. If you go in and no one speaks English, you're onto a winner. So the Mexican food here is phenomenal. There's also good Italian food, there's good Indian food, and there's also a ton of different food markets and food trucks here. Food trucks have taken off like wildfire over here, and there's one on every corner, everywhere you go. So food here is phenomenal. Now, speaking of food, if you get the munchies, it's probably due to another fact that Denver is full of dispensaries here. So weed here in Denver is really big. Now, it doesn't matter if you partake or you don't. I don't really care either way, but you should know that Denver is a pretty strong proponent for marijuana and the legalization of it. We were the second city, I believe, in the States to legalize recreational marijuana. So you might find that when you're out some nights, you smell that smell, you know, in the air, and the concerts especially, and different things like that. So, you know, just be aware of that. If you're into it, then great, you could be in no better spot for it. If you're not, that's totally cool as well, but just know that it is illegal right here, that people can smoke it. You're not supposed to smoke it in public places, but people do. So if that upsets you, or you know, anything like that, that might be a factor that you want to consider before making the permanent move. It's not like it's in your face all the time, but it is out there. So number 8, the last one here, a little more socially acceptable, probably in most states, is the beer. We have a ton of breweries here in Denver, and I mean like a ton. I think there's more craft beer here than any other state combined, or some crazy fact like that. Might want to fact check that. I'll put it in the comments below. But we have a ton of breweries here, and it's phenomenal. You can have everything you want. Where I'm from in Scotland, you go into the pub, you have 3 taps. You have 1 tap for lager, you have 1 tap for cider, and you have 1 tap for Guinness, and then everything else is whiskey in the back. So when I came here, I didn't know what was going on with hops and IPAs and all this kind of stuff. But now that I've been here for a long time, I'm acclimated to it, and there are breweries everywhere. Some of my favorites are Station 26, which is just around the corner from me. Denver Beer Company is phenomenal as well. Breckenridge Brewery and Upslope, they're probably 4 of my favorites, but that's probably 4 out of, I don't know, 100 or something like that. There is a ton of beer breweries. So if you're into beer, this is the place for you. So obviously there's a lot more to Denver than these 8 things, but these are the major talking points that come up when I bring clients in, drive them around town, take them to see the sights and all that kind of stuff. So if you have anything else that you want to know about Denver, drop them in the comments below and I will get all of them answered for you. All right, as always, we'll be back next week with more videos about the Denver real estate market, tips, tricks for sellers, buyers, investors, all that jazz. Have a lovely week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.